They didn't write his name in the records. No statue was ever carved in his honor. No general ever spoke of him in victory speeches. When Rome counted its triumphs, it counted men, legions, and land, but not the beasts that made those victories possible. And yet, on certain battlefields, when even the bravest soldiers hesitated, they were unleashed, and everything changed. The Roman army stood in perfect silence beneath a pale, burning sky, shields locked, spears angled, thousands of men breathing as one. Across the field, the enemy roared, wild, defiant, fearless. They had fought Rome before. They knew its formations, its discipline, its tactics. They believed they understood war. What they didn't understand was what waited behind the Roman lines. Rome did not conquer the world by strength alone. It conquered through adaptation. Where others relied on courage, Rome relied on systems. Where others trusted instinct, Rome built control. Every weapon was refined, every strategy tested. And among its many innovations, hidden behind the iron discipline of the legions, was something far more primal. Not forged, not engineered, but raised. War dogs. They were bred in the harshest regions of the empire, descendants of massive Molossian hounds, animals built for power, endurance, and violence. From the moment they were born, their purpose was decided. They were not pets. They were not companions. They were weapons. The training began early. Pups were separated from their mothers, not out of cruelty, but calculation. Roman trainers believed that attachment created hesitation, and hesitation meant death. So the dogs learned a different bond. Not with their kind, but with soldiers. Commands replaced instinct. A whistle meant move. A gesture meant attack.
Until the ground gave way beneath them. The first fell without warning. Then another. Then another. Pits lined with spikes tore through momentum. Confusion replaced precision. The charge faltered. For the first time, the war dogs hesitated. Arrows filled the sky, but they weren't aimed at the soldiers. They were aimed at the dogs. The enemy had understood. Break the weapon, and the empire weakens. Behind the line stood a handler named Lucan. Beside him was a dog unlike the others. Larger, scarred, unyielding. The soldiers called him Brutus. While the others faltered, Brutus remained still, watching, waiting, calculating in a way that felt almost human. Lucan placed a hand against his armor. For a moment, the battlefield faded. Just man and beast, bound not by command, but something deeper. Then, the signal came. Brutus ran. Not blindly, not recklessly, but with purpose. He avoided the fallen, adjusted his path, moved not as a weapon, but as something aware. Arrows struck around him. One grazed his side, but he didn't slow, didn't hesitate. And when he reached the enemy, everything changed. The impact broke more than bodies. It broke belief. Because the enemy had prepared for a weapon. What they faced instead was something that could adapt. The other dogs followed, not by command, but by instinct. The
charge returned. Stronger, unpredictable, unstoppable. By the time the Roman legions advanced, the battle was already won. Afterward, the field fell silent once more. But this silence